What's going on? What's going on, my peoples? Hey, what's up? What's going on, M.Dot? What's up?
How are you? Poppin' D, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Listen, shout out to everybody who's watching in, tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I got a nice special guest. Today's the growth, the unstory, the growth with your girl D Damaris. So, today's a special day for me. You know why? Because I've been filling you out. I've been checking you out. I've been reading your stories um about who you are. And we also had a, personal conversation about who you
Mm-hmm.
are as a person, as a man, as a family man. And I want to say thank you for coming through.
Thank
Just
you for having
with
me.
your
Thank
with your
you.
with your
First and foremost,
presence. Yes,
I want
having your
to
presence.
appreciate. Thank you
With
for
your
the platform. Appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate you inviting me here. Um, this is like one of many of Grove podcasts that I'll be on. So I
yes.
appreciate the opportunity.
You're very welcome. I'm very excited for you. Really am. I'm probably going to be and will be one of your biggest fans, as you can see.
Thank
But anyway, let's
you. Yeah,
let's go right into why I brought you here. I always tell people that I want to have a voice, and I want to change people's lives. And if I can change one person's life, I'm happy. If I can have somebody smile, I'm happy. So I brought you here today because I feel like you have a story to tell, right? And
mm-hmm.
it's bigger than you, it's bigger than me because everybody's stories is different. Just like everyone's success is different, right?
That's
So
true.
I read about you that first of all, let's start with who are you? Okay. What's your name? You know, I want to know about I know you have an entertainment business, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Gwop Getta Entertainment, and you also have a clothing line, which I have on. Wait, let me just preview it. Let me get up. I don't like getting up too much. All right, the hoodie is very comfortable. I love it. So tell me how you started this. Why you started it? What's up? What's going on?
Well,
Let's
first and foremost, my name is M. Dot. Um, M.Dot Porter. You know his full name. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, Flatbush to be
BK.
exact. Shout out to my Flatbush crew. Basically, from Flatbush, I've bounced around through my years as far as I think who made me who I am, and what the journey that I went through in life. You know what I'm saying? So from Boston, from Brooklyn, I moved a couple of places from from Flatbush to Veer. Shout out Flatbush Gardens now, but it's from what I know it's called Veer Vanderveer Projects.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I was a little knucklehead. Growing up in the streets of Brooklyn, so my mom, God rest her soul, she sent me off to not really sent me off, but I went to Boston. I went to live in Massachusetts for like I guess for the summertime. But I think her plan was mostly to just kind of get me out of Brooklyn.
Massachusetts is different. That's
Yeah,
different.
way
It ain't
different.
the
Way different.
same. Mm-hmm.
Um, so basically, I went out there for like a summertime, and then it went from summer. I ended up liking it. It was kind of different. It was, you know what I mean? I called it the Saved by the Bell because it was more like a valley type. You know, it was different races, different type of, cultures out there. So I really had to mingle and see what it was like. But and just the school and everything was like a bit different from New York. So that's why I call it the whole Saved by the Bell vibe. But anyway, um, I didn't plan to go out there to stay. Like I said, it was just there for the summer, and I ended up liking it or whatever. I met new friends. I would stay with my cousins or whatever. Shout out Joe. Shout out my cousin Abby, Marsha. But they pretty much welcomed me in. I was just there, like, and then I made
How
new
old were
friends.
you?
I was probably about 13, 14.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So
Okay.
once I was living there for, I mean, I lived there for about 2 years. And again, from the 2 years of being there, I absorbed a lot. You know what I mean? Just met a lot of different people or whatever. And I kind of, the reason why I ended up coming back to New York is because I got in trouble out there, and my aunt was like,
Mm.
"Yo, you know what? You bringing this Brooklyn, New York mentality to this town." Shout out to the Waltham crew. It's a small town called Waltham out there. So basically, um, as I was out there, I was getting in trouble. I got suspended, and then my brother came to pick. My brother used to always come out there on a regular, just because back and forth. He
He's
had his
older than
car
you
registered out
or younger?
there.
He's older.
Yeah, my
Okay.
other brother older. Shout out Don Juan himself too. Um, so yeah, basically, this one time he came up. Just I thought he was just coming to visit, and he was just like, "Yo, since you're not going to school, you suspended. You might as well come back to New York with me and for the weekend or whatever, or for the week that you suspended."
Mm.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I might as well. I mean, I get to see my old friends, whatever, right around. Not that it was good because I was, on suspension, but it is what it is.
And now you're
Um,
older though. You're a little bit older? 17, 18, I would say, or no?
I'd be like 15 by now.
Okay. So you was only
So
in
once I
Massachusetts for a couple of years then.
for 2 years, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, once I moved back, again, I didn't even know I was moving back to New York. I came back for the whatever for the suspension getaway, if you want to call it. And then as I'm driving back with my brother, he like, yeah, you're not going back, right? I'm like, what do you mean I'm not going back? I gotta go back. Like I got school. I just made this. I was on a football team. I just made the basketball team. Like
Ah, Snookums.
I'm like, yeah. So like I gotta go back. Like I don't know what you're talking about. But all in all, he's like, yeah, man. I just pretty much came here to get you. I ain't want to tell you why you. I'm like, nah, my clothes and everything is back there. Like, nah, we about to get all that shipped in for you. Like, and I'm like, word. Like this is how we gonna do it. Like I'm like, nah, he bullshitting. So after the week went by, I'm like, yo, I'm really not going back. My mom started signing me up. So now, when I moved back to New York, now my mom moved out of New York. I mean, out of New York. She moved out of Brooklyn, and
Okay.
she moved to Queens. So basically, when she moved to Queens, I used to come back and visit every now and then, but I wasn't really like
There.
setting in. Like I was just come every now and then. But then once once it happened, it was just like, hey, you know what, this is where it's at. So I'm like, all right, basically Queens it is. And I ain't gonna for that shit kind of threw me off because I had a whole life out there. Like I had a girl out there. Like I said, I just made the football team, the basketball team.
What did you
So
tell your girl?
I honestly, the reason why it's a whole long story which I don't want to get into right now,
That's
but
fine, but I'm
I
just
kind of
saying
got
she must have been
suspended.
heartbroken.
Um, I would say so. I mean, I felt like we were young, so it was just like, damn, we just got separated without even with no notice. But it was she was kind of involved on why I got suspended, but it was just a whole bunch of other shit. But anyway, that's another thing.
Mhm.
Anyway, so now I'm back in New York. So like, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, now I just got to get adjusted to this Queens life. You know what I'm saying? I'm meeting people. Shout out to where it's at, Hollis Ave. You know what I mean? Which is home of Jam Master Jay, Run DMC.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Mike Geronimo. We got LL
Hey.
Cool J down the block. Shout out Ja
He-
Rule. Um,
Hello.
so I'm surrounded by, and then we got 50 on Southside. So Queens, they already had Nas and everything. So and EP, I say EPMB, Mobb Deep. So basically, Queens was already on the map. So I felt like when I came out here, it was just like, okay, like it's already lit. It's just for me to really kind of get in the mix or whatever. But overall, like back to the roots of it, I would say this thing is this music thing where
Mhm.
growing up, even when I was in Brooklyn, like which I have to mention, like my brother had just probably came into the States. I was like a youngin', he was like 18, which at then he was out and about. He was already new, so he was basically all the hip hop music, like the Dougie Freshes, the Big Daddy Kanes,
He was already into
the
that? He was doing that?
his yeah.
Oh,
So
wow, okay.
he used to always bring records home, like where we used to play records or whatever. I used to the big ass records that we used to play with the record player. So that's how it was like hip hop. And living in Flatbush, reggae was like a thing too. That was another thing too. So I was always adapted to reggae music and to the whole Jamaican culture or whatever, because it was just part of Flatbush and the whole lifestyle or whatever. So that whole music era, I was already breathed into it as a kid, because I was just my brother was always listening to all the hip hop or whatever, and he was just what I mean. He was just one of those street kids. But fast forward now to basically to back to moving into Queens, I feel like, all right, now I move back to Queens and I got all these hip hop pioneers that grew up in the area. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, like this music shit, I feel like is something that I should be doing, or that, you know what I mean, that's pretty much just around me, just from growing up, just having the ear for
Absolutely.
it.
That makes sense.
So basically, um, I basically kind of started rapping. I just did my little writing thing.
Oh, you was a
My name,
rapper?
yes, I was at one point. I was an artist.
Whoa, whoa.
I mean,
What
I feel
was
like
your
I still
rapper
have
name though?
my rapper name. Was Devious, Little Devious,
Little
and then
Devious.
it
Hmm.
switched. And as I got older, I switched it to M.Dot. Um, Basically, like that's when the whole S.Dot Carter, the whole S.Dot Jay, shout out Jay-Z and all that was named, and then that kind of just flowed with my last name Porter, so just like M.Dot Porter. So that's how that came about. But yeah, as I mean, I feel like as far as being an artist, once you're an artist, you're always an artist, even if you don't actively do anything. But I feel like if you have it in you, it's in you. So that's what I kind of really was like. All right, you know what? With this music thing, I feel like this is something that I feel like will bring something down the line if I go hard. I used to record myself off of cassette tapes. It's like a
Man,
weird
that's
setup.
old school. That's what year was that?
Yeah,
Never mind. I don't even think you want to tell me.
I'll tell you that was probably like 99, 98. Like
Ooh, what
yeah,
was it?
I had a two tape deck radio, and
I
I would
remember
play the
those
beat.
days.
Yeah, I play the beat on one side where it's played, and then I record the actual vocals and the beat on the other side. And I'd have like the mic plugged into the radio, whatever. It was an Iowa radio. I remember it like it was nothing like. And then what I used to do is once I would record on one side with the music and the vocals, I would take that cassette and then I would play it on the first cassette. And then I would take another cassette and I'll record. So now I got the vocals and the beat on one playing. And then when I play it back again, I'll record like ad libs and do little things that if I wanted to add in accents
So
like
you was doing all that by yourself, alone.
by myself. Before I had a
Wow.
studio, before I knew what it was to record, I just kind of used my mind. Like, you know what? I know if this will play, even though the production or the sound a little bit distorted because I kept recording it back to back. So
It's
it wasn't
okay.
like, you know what I mean? But for the time was like it did what it did. You know what I mean? So I even had people used to come to my house, and I had like a mic hanger from my room light, and the shit would be plugged into the other room, so that the
I'm
sound. So
dead.
I knew that the sound, like, bro, I had it all kind of mapped out, but I just did some makeshift studio or whatever. So yeah, back to the. So now I'm in Queens now, and you know what I'm saying, like just being around influenced by all these hip hop artists and just whatever. It's just like I ain't got no choice but to do it. So then, now as far as this Gwop Getta thing now, as our time went on, like I end up basically just going around. Just I felt like at some point I was just working so much, and I had maybe had about 2 3 jobs at one time. Like,
Oh wow, that's a
and then
lot.
from there I end up was just moving around. After like a couple of years of being here, it was just like, you know what, this is not what it is, because it wasn't like panning out like how I wanted it to pan out, and I felt like I needed to get away, like at some point, you know what I'm saying? So I would say I was here for like from about I want to say 95, 96 till about 2005, 2004. After
That's
2004,
you were
it was
working
like, all right,
between that time. That those three
yeah,
jobs you saying.
yeah, I was working,
And
I
then
was off and on. But then I was like, shit wasn't really like going good for me because like I had a whole lot that I was trying to do, which wasn't like really panning out. So I was like, I needed to get away and I needed to kind of like, you know, get a new environment or whatever. And what I knew, which was where I came from a couple years before, was Boston. I don't know, for some reason, something was calling me back to Boston for some reason. So after a while, I was just like, um, this is what I know. So so I ended up going back to Boston and then like really grinding it out. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Boston. I'm gonna just focus. I'm gonna just do what I need to do. You know what I mean? And then once I get to Boston and get everything in place, which never happened because Boston is when I'm talking about musical wise, like I thought I
Okay.
was gonna be able to go out there and focus on the music and just write, do get beats but that shit took a whole left turn with life and the realism of reality. And it was just like, all right. And Boston is not like really a musically influenced state to be in,
It's
especially where I
not.
was at. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I don't know, it wasn't giving me that drive. So
But
I
I
was
do
just like,
got a
all right,
question though,
what's
because
that?
I have to, intrude, intrigue. I mean, yeah, intrude. Listen, so you were working. So what? That's a big step to leave your job. You know,
To
that's a
leave my
big
job?
step. Yeah, to leave those the three jobs and then start all over, right? Didn't you just say that?
No, I mean, I did leave the three jobs, but I mean, okay, put it like this. After a while, I felt like it wasn't nothing. I kept doing the same thing, and nothing was like really changing
Mhm.
for me as far as what I wanted to do. So it was just like I felt like I needed to regroup and leave because like where I was at, just because I wasn't
But how did
focused
you
on.
do that without having income? Because there's a lot of people that wanna leave their jobs, right? And they're afraid.
Well, I mean, are you speaking about now? I'm not. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about back then, as far as.
Yeah, I'm talking about back then. You
No, I didn't. I didn't just leave my job like that. Okay, at some point, let me bring. At some point, I quit the job and I was doing other things.
okay, okay.
You know
All
what I'm
right,
saying? And
cool.
those other things wasn't really working for me the way that I wanted them to
Okay,
work.
so you
If
still
that
had
makes sense.
income coming in. Alright, got it.
Right. So basically, after that, I just I'm like, you know what? Since I knew that Boston was like a second home to me, and I knew
Mhm.
like even my family was like, you know what? If you need to get away, you're always good to come back. This, that, and third. Da, 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 da. So once I went back, I went there for like maybe about 3 to 6 months, and then after I got on my own too, I was just kind of just flowing on my own. Like, all right, you know what?
Nice.
This is what I got to do. And that's when I was really on some Gwop Getta. That's when a really Gwop Getta thing came about, because that's when I was doing the most, like as far as actually working, doing whatever income what I could do that I could pretty much. And I was just like, you know what, if I'm gonna put in extra hours, if I got to get a second job, if I got to do this, like I'm not gonna stop. I got to keep grinding or
That's
whatever.
what's
So
up.
excuse me. So basically, from then, that's when the whole Gwop Getta movement came. It was between me and my homies and shit, and the whole MySpace vibe. I don't know if you remember the whole MySpace thing back
Oh,
in the
yeah, that's
days.
where I met my baby daddy, but okay.
That's what you meant. Okay, so yeah, you go back then. So basically, when that whole movement started with the whole MySpace thing, it was just like, all right, everybody that was part of the team or was part of the whole Gwop Getta crew had their name mine was M.Dot the Gwop Getta. It was whoever the Gwop Getta. Everybody had the Gwop Getta at the end of their name, and that was kind of like the little clique or whatever. And then you had, I don't know if you remember, it had like the top four and the top six and the top eight and all that they used to have on the page and everything. So once you went on the page, you see who was like your top peoples or whatever, this, that, and third. So that was kind of like the whole movement. And I'm mad I even lost, that MySpace went down, because I had so much stuff on there that I could
MySpace was
use right now.
popping.
Yeah, bro. That was before this whole Facebook, Instagram vibe and all that. But I
MySpace
appreciate the
was
MySpace
popping.
days. But yeah,
I
so
don't. I
basically,
got bad memories, but go ahead.
see, that's another thing too that really kind of brought it together more and kind of made it more of a movement, like, you know what I mean. And then it was just like it was like a whole vibe, like, you know what I'm saying, where it was about getting money, but it was just more like about just doing something, like, you know what I mean, just kind of just like just being motivated, just kind of just moving around without. But I never made it official until recently. So that's pretty much what you're referring to as far as why, you know what I mean, back then and versus now. Like back then it was just like a movement, like versus just, and I was young, so I knew what I wanted to do, and I just didn't know how to do it, because I don't think I was, you know what I mean, I didn't do my research as far as what I should know, what ways to go about it, pretty much.
I just wanted to know more the fact that, when when you was working and the next step, because a lot of people, like I said, they're afraid to lose their job and follow their dreams, but you worked and still got money and find other ways to get money, and that's a great thing, and I think everybody should be doing that. Follow your dreams, but always have that one income at the end of the day. But I am gonna say Gwop Getta Entertainment. Where that name came from? Like Guap? I mean Guap. I know what Guap mean, I guess, but Gwop Getta Entertainment. Like you just sat down and you was like, "Yo, I'm gonna call this Gwop Getta Entertainment," even though I feel like it has a meaning. But I want you to tell me the meaning of it.
I mean, like I said before, it was more like a movement, like that. We were the guap getters, like me and my crew, me and the people I pretty much, whether it was from family, from what I mean, but it was more like a Boston, not Boston based, but it kind of originated out in Boston or whatever. But and then it, I just kept it on because I kind of was the one that was just chanting the guap getter, we guap getter this, guap getter that, like
It sounds
and
good though. I love it.
thank you. No, I appreciate that. But
It
basically, as you would know, I mean, it's pretty much money. Guap is money, and getting it, get money. You know what I'm saying? So, and the slogan that I had was, I mean, it's not just a lifestyle. It's a way of life. It's not just a movement. It's just a way of life. That's what it was before, as far as what I used to, what I mean, say, because we need money, like they say, money make the world go round. So at the end
Hello.
of the day, we needed to get it. So, and now with what I added to it is go get it. So what I'm saying, not only you being a guap getter, but now you gotta go get it because it ain't gonna come to you. You know what I mean? You can scream guap getter all day, but if you don't do nothing, if you don't make no moves, then
I can
it's just
relate to
going.
that. I like that Gwop Getta Entertainment has a management. Is that like a management company? You produce, like, what do you do with in that entertainment? Tell the people so maybe they want to, come through, check you out. That's your studio right there, right now, right?
Yes, it is.
It's fire. Just that
Thank
is
you.
fire. So, what's
Um,
your studio about? Like, I understand people know what the hell a studio is, but what do you bring? But what's the
well,
services?
Guap Getter Entertainment is pretty much entertainment slash record slash um, entertainment pretty much. So we pretty much would cover studio time if you need any like management, any artist development, as far as video shooting, if you need like videographers, we have videographers, engineers,
Oh, nice.
also producers that I work with as well, that will pretty much provide beats and to provide produce, just pretty much help produce records. And so um, and also I also have a extended team, which is called Formula One, which is also handled by pretty much this other consultant team.
Oh,
They
nice.
pretty much um, also help manage as well. Shout out to Manny the lawyer and Panama the plug. Pretty much Formula One is basically a brother to Gwop Getter Entertainment. And like I said, Manny Lloyd, he does a lot of the legal work. So any contracts that needs to be written up or looked over. So we also have consultants there that also can help.
That's
Other than
dope.
that, we also would promote parties, if so, events, um, different entertainment purposes. Is just pretty much what we can do to give shine more light on the artist, on the project or whatever whatever's at hand or whatever. Just pretty much whatever it is, just take it to the next level.
Got it. Where can they find you? Like
Uh,
what? Mhm.
well, you can find the page, the Instagram. This entertainment page is Gwop Getta ENT. Across the board on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, pretty much. Also, we have our website, which is Gwop Getta Entertainment. Just how it's spelled, GWOPGETTA entertainment.com. And it pretty much has all the services listed there. A lot of projects that I've worked on and that Gwop Getta Entertainment helped produce, and pretty much, yeah, those are pretty much to the social media and the websites, and there's ways of contacting as well.
I do have when I went on your website, which you did a great job by the way, I was strolling down and I saw a lot of SoundCloud. Is those were the music that were done in your studio or
Well, actually, no. Well, there's
okay.
some videos there that I was affiliated. That SoundCloud, actually, I gotta actually correct that. That was more of a template that I just didn't get a chance
Oh,
to remove. It's not. I don't
okay.
even think there's anything, but no, those are not affiliated with mine at all.
Got it.
So
Got
far.
it. All right, so we got the entertainment covered. That's awesome. But I want to get to my favorite part. Not that your studio is not my favorite part. It's the fashion. I used to be a model back in the day, and I used to, I went to American Next Top Model years ago. I was
Okay.
24, 25 when they flew me out in Cali. So go get
Oh,
it.
okay.
Go get it. Like I love it. And this is why I love Go Get It because if you don't get your ass up and do what you got to do and work hard and forget the people that's just pulling you back and doesn't want you to succeed. I mean, there's no other way, no other words to use to go get it. You know what I'm saying? So, you got some nice yoga pants. The blue is fire. Obviously, I can't wear it on here but it's fire. I love the fact that you got go get it on the side. So yes, shoulder. So when I work out, I want mother to see me like, yeah, she'll go get it. Like she go and she gets it. So
Hmm.
go get it. Tell me about it. I love you. I mean, I mean, I love it. Like, tell me about it. What inspired
Okay.
to do that
Let me let
though?
me let me let me let me make things a little clear, because I
Yes.
mean we getting to know what Gwop Getta Entertainment is, Gwop Getta Clothing is,
Break it
and
down.
don't get me wrong, it's under the same umbrella. It's brother and sister. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Gwop Getta Entertainment is Gwop Getta Clothing. Pretty much come from the same thing. Now what we have on right now is the Gwop Getta Entertainment merch. As you can see, it says entertainment there. So this is more of the merch, and as you can see, which more of the entertainment side. Now the clothing, the logo is a bit different, but it's kind of the
Mm.
same. You know what I mean? I just wanted to
I
keep it
feel like they mean the
similar.
same thing though. You just changed the wording a little bit.
Yeah,
No?
yeah. I mean, cause you know what too? Basically, when I started the entertainment company, it gave me an option to sell merch as well. And what I mean, with any branding that you want to do, I'm sure anyone wants to have logos,
Absolutely.
wants to
Yep.
sell it or whatever. So I took it upon myself to also get that class as well, as far as to be able to sell merch through the entertainment company as well. And as time went on, and I was always into fashion too. That's another part of me that was growing up from Brooklyn. Being around my brother. My brother was I want to say a low life in the sense of for my lows. Shout out to my people that be rock. If they don't know, that's for the people that rock the polos, the old classic. You know what I mean, fitted irregular items back in the days or whatever. So I was always around that, and just growing up in Flatbush, like you had to be fly, like what I mean, just because that's just where it was. So I was always into fashion, so I felt like music and fashion goes hand in hand. That's another thing too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why everybody
Yep.
thrift these days. Everybody want to step out, and you know what I mean, with the best threads and all that, like, which is cool. So I felt like, why not with this merch? Why just be stuck at just merch? Like, you know what I mean? I could make a whole clothing line, and I have a sense of style where I can see things, I can design things, I can put things together. You know what I mean? Once I, even me, like when growing up, like I might not have. I've had. I could say I was a fly kid. You know what I mean? But certain times I had to put the outfit together. You know what I mean? For it to be
Mm-hmm.
fly. Just because you got a bunch of name brand on, that don't mean it should have looked stupid if you're not putting it together right. You know what I mean? But
I
being able to
agree.
coordinate colors and just putting what with what pieces with piece, all of those play a part. So other than that, it was just like, all right, boom, we might as well just get a clothing line out of this too. Like, and then from there, it was just like, all right. I did my research on, what would it take to start a clothing line, and what I would need to do and what needs to take, and basically, um, once I already had an idea of what I wanted to do just to kind of start off. I mean, usually most clothing lines start off with like track suits, sweatsuits,
Mhm.
t-shirts, hoodies, like little things that simple like that. That could just pretty much, everybody would want to wear. It's easy. Plus, with the brand, there's two sides to this Gwop Getta clothing, which most people would see now, which I've had out, promoted so far as the urban side. Which, like I said, the sweatsuits, the hoodies, the track suits. I even got like short sets too, with them different colors. But more so, there, I wanted to also do a luxury side where it's, more like a purple label, where it's like you don't really see what the brand it is. You just know, I might
Some
it might just be
classy
a little
shit,
logo,
some classy
right? Yeah,
shit you meant.
some shit where it's not no big, because not everybody wants to wear a big logo across their chest or their arm or whatever. So I wanted to make something real sleek, real slick. You know what I mean? Where you can wear it to any occasion, some casual shit, like, you know what I mean. But that's down the line as time goes. But I know right now, for the bridging the gap between the music and the fashion, like the urban part is kind of like fits right in the middle. You know what I mean? So
I
that's where
can't
we
say
at.
this. I tried on the clothes. He sent me some clothes. I loved it. I love the yoga pants. What I love about it, I'm gonna tell you because a lot of ladies love this, is that it tucks in your stomach. It's very the
Okay.
material is very soft. All
Hmm.
right. It ain't no cheap material. And
Thank
when
you.
I was able to pull it up, because I not for nothing, I'm not a big girl, but I do have a little tummy, and us women get our PMS, and we like covering our stomach. Half of us do, so
Okay.
it helped me support that. And a lot of gym clothes don't do that. They'll just be elastic, but it supports what I want it to support. And it's really nice and silk. The color you gave me a blue color. It was really a rich, nice color. You can wear it with anything. And then you also gave me the red one. The red one is fire, just like the red one you have there. What I love about the blue, and I keep going back to the blue, is the what is it? Do you call it a shirt? It's not a shirt. The
It's
blue one,
the crop top.
the crop top. There you go. It's long sleeve and it had like
Little
it's
zipper in the
dope.
front.
Yes, it's very fly. So I just wanted to share that with the people of what type of material it is. If you want to talk, I'm not great with material. All I know is that when I
Talk about
wear
what I
something,
do.
yes, when I wear something, I don't like nothing itchy. When I wear something, I don't like something super tight. I can't. But this really grabbed all parts of me that I wanted to grab to shape me. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoy the blue and the red because it's real airy. When I say airy, it's like you'll sweat, but it's so light. It's not heavy. It's not heavy material. So good job on that.
Nah,
So
I appreciate
regarding
that.
the go get it, I don't know if you want to show some of your materials or some of your clothing line if you have any. If not, that's okay or whatever.
Now again, guap getter was always a thing. Um,
The
once I
sweater, let me tell you something. This sweater is a small, so it's nice and warm. I got my heat going right now, so and it's just really girly. Like you can't really girly. You can rock it with some sweatpants and some high heels,
I mean,
some
it
skinny
also comes in
jeans.
assorted colors too, like white, pink, blue, red, black, navy
So
blue. Like,
it really has a meaning, a tone to it. I showed a couple of people and it was like, "This shit looks fire," and it does. It has a meaning to it.
and the people.
Mhm.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I like the whole fact that just has Gwop Getta, and that's just who I am as a person. I'm about my money and getting that money. That's why the
Hmm.
background in this podcast is money. And
Yeah,
it really represent who I am, not for nothing. It's your brand, but it just makes me feel good because when people
that's
see me like,
good.
oh, look at her, she about her money. That's right, because it says it on here. You know what I'm saying?
But
So it really attracts people. The logo and the wording to it. You were very creative in that.
Now, just to give it a little bit more break it down. Like even with the two G clefs, because a lot of people might see why do you have two music notes. You know, what I mean, again, it's music. All of this is music based. Like it all came from music, but with the two logos, like I use those as pretty much to represent Gwop Getta as the two G. You know, they're not actual G, but they're G clefs. So at some point, when you see those two G's lined up like that, you know what I mean, you'll know that okay, those go that stands for Gwop Getta. You know what I mean, as far as it being so at some point,
So wait, hold on, because I'm a little slow. Is so it's really a G, but it's just stretched out. Is that what it
right.
is?
It's called a G
Oh.
clef. It's a music note that pretty much once you write music, like actually write music, I'm not sure what I think that's the beginning part of it, but because it's a G clef, I'm like, oh, G, it stands for, it would stand for Guap, and the other G is for Getter. So it kind of just like, I just felt like that is an ill logo that stands out, and my people that think it's music, yeah, it all stems from music, but at the end of the day, it's represents Guap Getter.
I
Like,
ain't gonna front. Don't kill me for it, but I also look at it as a money sign. So just really quick, when I saw it, it also looked like it could be like if you look
I
at
mean,
it like a money sign too, for me.
what's funny is there is a money on the actual Guap Getter clothing. I don't know if you can see it closely. Um, it's like dollar bills. It turns to dollar bills in there. I don't know if you can see it in the music
It's in
notes.
the middle though. It's really in the
Right,
middle.
right.
Okay. All right. Yes.
So, so that the funny that you said that, but I thought of that too because I'm like it does look like the money with the line going through it, but all in all, like I'm gonna add these, but the actual Block Getter logo, Block Getter clothing logo is a bit different from that one, from the actual Block Getter Entertainment. So that's why um it says go get it. So that's what also with the go get it is pretty much this the actual like how Nike has just do it or you know what I mean. But this is just a slogan of Block Get It, go get it. Like it's got different colors too, by the way.
Yeah, that yellow was fire. I ain't see it
Mhm.
in the mail, but whatever. It is what it is. I'll take what I can get. But so we got the entertainment, which is fire. We got the go get it clothing line. Now, this is my question for you for the day, for the night. I mean, day, night, wherever everybody's at. What took you so long to start this business now?
Um,
You don't have to get into details, but you can give me because I already know. But like,
I mean,
what
I,
took you
I
so
felt
long? You're so smart, and you bring that vibe that you've been fighting, all your life to get where you at right now. Why now? Why this turn?
I mean, honestly, like I said, this is something that I always wanted to do. I just never really took charge to do it. But sad to say, recently my mom passed away in
Rest in
2020.
peace, mom.
Therefore, like from there, it was just like I gotta do something. Like, like right now, I'm my own person. Like, mom ain't here. I mean, my dad really wasn't around it to, you know what I mean. But overall, like, I just felt like now, if it's either now or never. And when this whole pandemic thing hit, like, you know how I don't know if you've seen it. There's posts like, if this pandemic will make you into a hustler, or you either gonna fall in through the tracks. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I'm like, I got to get up and I got to do something and I got to go get it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm starting this whatever I really wanted to do as a kid growing up and that I never really had a chance to do. I'm going to take my time and I'm gonna put aside. I'm gonna dedicate all the things that I have to do to make this work. And that's when I'm like, you know what? I'm starting this entertainment company and I'm starting this clothing line pretty much. And I basically built the studio from scratch, like
That's
like
inspiring, you
yeah.
know, because people look at our, I'm about to be 40 in a couple of weeks. And I always wanted to do, and I tell this a podcast, but I didn't have the balls to do it. I was scared. and I didn't have the right people around me to push me. And when they did push me, it was like, oh, they really wasn't pushing me. And that's inspiring, that your mom rest in peace, but she actually motivated you to do what you wanted to do, and you're doing it because it's happening. Whether people don't like it or not, it's happening, and I can
That's a
relate to you. And I tell this to our youth. I tell this to my daughter. Like, we only got one life to live. The minute you die, your life is over. We want to leave a legacy. We want to. I want, not for nothing. I want people to remember me. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want people to remember Damaris, the girl. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. The girl from the hood. You know what I'm saying? The single mom who thought that she wasn't capable of doing nothing. The mom who's a go getter, who works all day, does her podcast, do other things. Like, I want to be remembered by that, especially by my daughter. So that being said, that is very inspiring. Like, what can you tell? What what can you tell our youth right now, right? That other than your mom, because your mom is inspiring, period. But how can they be motivated? Especially when you don't have a mom. That's for some kids, youth, it's hard when they don't have a parent, no parent.
right.
What do you tell them? Because that's hard. I never had my dad. I only had my mother. So I had one parent at least. But what can you tell these kids that don't have parents? Because I see that a lot, a lot.
What I would tell them, you know what I mean, is just you just gotta believe in yourself. And whatever it is
Yes,
that you want to do, whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that you believe in, like you just gotta go at it full throttle and don't stop,
please.
and just keep, like, I mean, and for a lot of kids, sometimes even me growing up, like I always wanted to do music, but I didn't have I didn't grow up out of with a silver spoon in my mouth. Like certain kids have the luxury of the parents just, you know what I mean, just fulfilling their dreams from a young, like, and they grow up to be the stars that they wanted to be. But I mean, in these kids' time, in these days where kids don't have that
Support.
guardian to look
Mm-hmm.
after, I mean, just believe in yourself. Just whatever it is, wake up every day like I'm a star. Like you're already a star already. It's just more, you just haven't reached up to
Manifest it.
level. Yeah, that's all. It's there already. You just got to go get it.
Watch your
That's
words, how you speak. Because sometimes, I can be like, oh, I'm trying. And you see M. Dot talking about, no, that's not how you say it. It's supposed to change
not
the word. And it's a habit. And it's a habit because of a long time of saying, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying. And trying is the worst word you can say to yourself. It's, I'm going to do it. Even if you
yeah,
feel like you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. I'm going to be rich. It hasn't, I'm a millionaire. It hasn't caught up to me. So you got to really speak those words to yourself. And the number one thing is definitely believe in yourself, because the only person that can do what you do is you. Not the person next to you, not the person next to you, behind you, in front of you, anybody on your Instagram. No, it's only you. And I appreciate that you said that, because a lot of people don't believe in themselves. I didn't believe in myself. I'm being
mm-hmm.
honest. That it breaks my heart. You know why? Because my self-esteem was down. You know why? Because I just felt that every circumstance that I was in, it was just messed up, and I felt like I couldn't get out. When I became a single mom, that took a toll in my life. But that's another
another
conversation in
another thing
my.
I want to add to that too. As
Mhm.
far as what be like, whoever is around plays a big. Whoever's around you, like your circle, your immediate circle, plays a real big part on your life and how things transpire, or how things play out, or how things can just basically can just happen. But another thing that I would say to them is just choose your circle wisely. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Stay
Yes.
around that want to win, that want to see you win, and also don't mind if you are winning more than them. You know what I mean? They still rooting for you. You know what I mean? Like
They
because
should root for you though. Some don't. They
Don't.
should.
A lot of them don't, and a lot of them will stop rooting when they see that you're actually winning. Where that can kind of slow your process up if you're not sure of who's around you, your circle, and you know what I mean, just the energy that people bring. You know what I mean, all of that plays a part of, I think, when it comes to success and just moving on up and just being able to just elevate. And but yeah, that right there is also is a big factor because not one man is an island. Like I don't think no one can do anything on their own. They might try.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You usually want a team, a solid team that's around, somebody that's gonna support you, that's gonna, pick up
In
where
the
you
Bible, it
fall.
says two is better than one. Okay,
Right.
that's why God made a partner. But okay, I'll leave it there. But go ahead. I just had to share that.
But that's a fact though. But that's other than that though, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, just like I said, stay focused, believe in yourself, don't stop. Like, even though things might not look like they're going in the right direction, but as long as you take slow motion is better than no motion, as they say, which
You
is
ain't never
just a,
lie.
so you just
You
got to
ain't
keep
never
going.
lie. Yes. So we're gonna leave it here. I appreciate you again. Thanks for
Hmm.
coming through. We gotta do this again, especially the late night. Cause I just love messing with you. You're funny.
Thank you. I,
Eh,
I just want to shout out a few people.
Go ahead, shout.
Shout out to Gwop Getta Entertainment. Shout out to Gwop Getta Clothing. Shout out for
Hey,
shout out 1421. Shout out my homie Skrilla H, Big Bougie, Jules Baller, Wild Hunnets. Yeah, man, 2022, we taking over, man. Check us out, man. Go get it. Go out, get it. Entertainment. Go.
hey, and we'll leave it right there. Mad love. I love you. Subscribe, comment, the growth, the untold story. Stop playing. See you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.